Hello, Sports Trends class. My name is Gordon Hunter, representing Group 4. This week in our article discussion, we are looking at the article Nothing Compares by Don Murat. This article is a breakdown of U.S. Bank Stadium. The highlight, I'm bringing the outside in, is the subtitle of the article. U.S. Bank Stadium is the Minnesota Vikings' new stadium that opened up this year. The project cost was $1.1 billion. The fixed seats in the stadium is 66,200. It has 131 suites, 9,300 club seats. Every gate is branded, as well as all of the club seats and available space in the stadium is branded. The overall theme of the stadium, as you see here, is somewhat of a Nordic heritage and winter climate theme. The angles of the stadium geometrically help the ice, which has been a problem for the Vikings in the past, slide off the roof. It actually uses the internal heat which rises in the stadium to help melt that ice. So hopefully they will not have a problem with ice in the future. On the west side of the stadium, where 70% of the fans are entering from, they have these large sliding glass doors, which has really been a cool piece of engineering that they put into the stadium itself. Making the fans feel more at home in the stadium was the goal of the Vikings. The feeling of openness that the roof provides. I'll show you a picture a little bit of they have one side of the stadium that's open, that they can let in natural light. They also, on the concourse itself, left a lot of the siding open. You see here at the top, a lot of natural light coming into the building was the goal of the builders in the project. The smart arenas are really changing the fan experience. I know you see on multiple fronts in Dallas and even so much in Atlanta with the new Mercedes-Benz Stadium, trying to incorporate these large screens to combat fans wanting to stay at home and watch on TV. So the Vikings put in a 120-foot long structure that's going to be able to show the games there. They put that structure in at eye level. And instead of fans having to look up so much, they're going to be able to see it straight across for the majority of the seating in the stadium. And even some of the fans who sit up top are going to be looking down at the 120-foot screen, and those are going to be on either side of the venue. They're going to be using that much like some of the other fans, and even showing some of the a lot of the teams are actually showing highlights from other games that are going on in between breaks of the game. It's interesting, though. I mentioned the 9,300 seats that are available in the club level. That's almost 15% of the total seating inside of the fixed seating inside this arena will be at a premium, and they will pay a premium. I believe I have the numbers here. The suites range from $100,000 to $500,000 a year. The club seat tickets go from $200 to $500 per game. So they really left a large range for fans who want to pick that premium seat. They left it open-ended so fans can pick and choose where they want to be and what type of experience they want while they're at the venue itself. That's something that Mr. Evans talks about in the article, is it being a great experience. He said normally you're disconnected from the video boards. With these two large 120-foot boards, you'll almost feel engulfed as you walk around the concourse because they'll have views of those large screens at eye level. Teams want to compete with, again, sitting at home and watching the games in their living room, so this is how they're doing it. The Delta Sky 360 club seats, I mentioned the natural lighting that's coming in earlier. This is a picture of that natural lighting. These are some of the premium seats. The Delta Sky 360 Club are the familiar at some arenas. I know Dallas did this in their arena when they opened last year down in Jerry World. The seats are actually on field level. And even though the ownership announced that they're going to have trouble viewing the actual game from this level, they still sold out these suites. The turf suites are actually priced at $180,000 to $275,000 a season, depending on location. And the Vikings they released full disclosure of the limited viewing of these seats, and yet they still sold out. Bringing those seats closer to the playing surface really brings more excitement, and fans are willing to pay for that access to being close to the action and seeing their idols, their heroes a little bit closer. The Mystic Lake Club is another way that the U.S. Bank Stadium is kind of on the cutting edge. This is a picture of the suite that they have access to area outside of the actual stadium. So if a patron wants to walk outside and smoke a cigarette, they have that access here. If they want to step out at halftime and enjoy the downtown city, they can see a full view of the city just by walking out the doors. It's really one of the NFL's most innovative premium products. There are 33 couches in this area. They're not actually seats, but they're couches that the fans will be able to sit on. And the Vikings have released that during the regular season, they're going to bring in a fantasy football expert into the club to supply insight on which players to activate on the day of other NFL games. So this is a premium experience that fans are really moving towards wanting to having at these games. They don't just want to have football, they want to be able to interact. And it's been shown now that sponsors are willing to pay to get this type of activation available. So you can see moving forward that this is going to be a trend in the National Football League in terms of stadium space and really allowing for more of this special type of suite experience. Here's another one of the pictures of the suites that are on display at U.S. Bank Stadium. They do have a little bit of the traditional stadium seating, but again, the back, the area for them to socialize, they are turnkey, meaning that whenever you show up, your food is provided, your drink is provided, and that's all included in your price. So it's all inclusive, which is something that a lot of the club seatings are going to in the future. I know even at Georgia Southern this year, the alcohol is included in some of those special seats because we can't necessarily sell those on site, but we can include it in the price. Catering to different fans is really something the Vikings adopted in this all-inclusive model for suites. The importance of learning from fans and their improving their experience and pulling that big data is something that the Vikings really harped on. They were working on for the release and putting together of these seats. At the Dallas Cowboys facility, another one of the projects that the builders who built this stadium, HKS, worked on, those premium patrons must walk up a few steps to their sideline view. The Vikings actually put them on a level surface with the playing field. So it's really revolutionized the idea. I know in the article that we looked at last week, the Washington Huskers actually have these sideline seats that they've put, and I believe they're the first in the NCAA to actually utilize that sideline seat. I know basketball's done it for years. Basketball sideline courtside seats have been a premium not only at the professional level, but at the college level. I know Georgia Southern went to that 2 years ago, introducing a courtside seat for basketball venues. Keys to this article, the thing that the quote that jumped off the page at us was every minute from day one of this stadium planning process, fan experience is what drove the owners to actually move the Minnesota Vikings to having the cutting-edge NFL stadium presently. They want to make their fans and the NFL an experience that is the best in its class, and they believe they have done that and built one of the better venues in the NFL. You see here the downtown setting is obviously picturesque for this stadium. It's going to mean there's going to be a lot of things to do in this area. They're going to be able to draw in not only a venue for football, but they're going to bring in probably the Super Bowl in the next couple of years, and also the NCAA Final Four will be played on this site in years to come. You see the open roof that I talked about to allow them to actually have some natural lighting and make it feel more like a football game being outside with this open feel, which is really what the architects were going for. So that's our breakdown of this article. I hope you enjoyed. Reminder that the initial class response for this discussion is due on Thursday, and you have to have your post, a follow-up response posted by Sunday at 11:55 p.m. Thanks for watching.